So I kind of wanted to start with somebody or me sharing a story of something that happened during the week that was like, oh, I went into healing this week and you don't have to tell the story, but Wednesday morning I woke up and I had the fever and I had the chills, and immediately I realized that, oh, this was the result of seeing my sister. And we whatever, a short story on some kind of healing event. Um, or even a behavioral change is like, woo, I stepped on a track. Somebody got me angry this week. And boy, you should have seen my behavior. So, does anybody have a story that they can pull out of their hat and they want to share? Otherwise, oh, Michelle, she's like, oh, I got a story.
I have 100 stories, but I want to hear someone else's.
Anybody have a story? If it's no, it's okay. I'll I'll start with this one. I haven't been doing my morning exercise very much. So this morning I got on the trampoline and all of a sudden my left eye started dripping. And I was like, oh, I'm not sure what that program is, but thank you, body. Do it, do it, do it. Like that's my reaction. I don't have to figure out. Um, I'm having a hard time with my volume. Okay. So can you not hear me? Whoops. Yeah, and she's having a hard time with. We have connection level issues. Gonna sign off and come back on. Yeah. So at some point, when your level of confidence gets strong, you're gonna just notice, thank your body, and allow it, sleep, sneeze, whatever, and then get back to life. That's a fun level. Before that comes, oh, what's this? What did I resolve? Oh, how long is it gonna happen? We still kind of do that, but not with the gasping. Come on, Susan. You got it. All right. Michelle, do you have a healing of this week? I know you said you had 100, but did you have a aha moment this week? Because those stories boost our confidence until we have our own confidants. She's like, I'm not talking. All right, then. We're having
I'm sorry, I lost all of you for
That's all right.
couple of minutes.
I'll drink to your return.
Um, let's see. I kind of had got told something by one of my children, which kind of like felt like a gut punch, and I just couldn't. He never talked to me like that. I, you know, I know he's spreading his wings and becoming an adult, but it felt very. It was shocking to me, and um, pointed out something to me as the kind of mother I am, and even included that his therapist believes that I'm this over controlling, overbearing mother.
Of course.
So I told him his mainstream therapist man was an idiot, and then I wrote to all my children a short passage that I apologized. I'm being a mom out of love and out of fear. I have been a bit on the controlling side, and I apologized. But I think, it's kind of in the mothering handbook to worry about the kids. So I hope they understood. And I wrote that, and then I got, oh, my stomach just was not good. It's still trying to work itself out. So
Okay.
after I, none of, only, I think only one of, like I didn't expect a response from those texts. I wasn't expecting, didn't throw it out there to get a response to go, oh no, you're great, mom, blah, blah, blah. I got like, oh, I forgive you. Try harder next time, mom.
Oh,
I got a various group of, different responses. So, and then I just, I talked to other mothers online and in person, and realized they were all doing the same stuff I was doing. I was being a mom. So I just kind of resolved that on my own. And yeah, my stomach just, woof. Yeah, it was not, it was in the bathroom off and on. And so that was my resolve over the course of probably the last 4 or 5 days.
Nice, because that was the conflict that started, or maybe there was another one after, but you shared with that, you shared a story similar to that last week. And so
Mm-hmm.
that's the thing, when it keeps circling around and keeps coming in that window and swirling around in your thoughts, and you're like, I got to do something about this. Find the truth in it, acknowledge your role in it, apologize to your victims, and I say that lightly, and do better next time. And there you had it. Immediately, you had a stomach program, and I wrote down my stomach was not good. Oh, it was good. It was literally adapting. It wasn't fun. It didn't feel good, but it literally was adapting that extra cells during the stressful time, which was what, 4 or 5 days, maybe,
Mm-hmm.
maybe a little longer, but within there, you acknowledged it, you tried to resolve it, and you did, and there you go. So a little program that's lasting a couple days, and your stomach's going to be, you can eat rocks next week. It's going to be able to digest more things.
I thought I'd eat some bugs,
There you
just since they
go.
are on the menu now.
yeah,
Yeah,
you'll
But
be all.
we've always been eating bugs, haven't we? I mean,
yeah,
bugs
with
are
or
everywhere. So
with or without our knowledge. So,
yeah,
okay, thank
thank
you for
you.
sharing that. No,
You're welcome.
I love a good resolve. And I love a story, and that's how we're going to learn, is like, oh, I remember the story of Michelle, and it really is when we find that we're the one that we're doing things out of love, but they're altering their lives in a semi, it sounds like, negative way when you have to go to counseling. So you just acknowledge and admit, try to do better the next time. And I will say that not all of us are worriers. Like, I don't do that. And it's not saying, oh, I'm wonderful, but it's not like my mother didn't do that. And so I didn't learn that. And I don't have the fear. Like, I've done work to, I mean, when we learn G&M, we understand that at any point we could get a call about our mother, child, dog, good friend, and that can be the shock. So when we do the work ahead of time to get good with life and death, to get good with people's challenges, because it's their journey, not ours, we're just witness to it. So then when something happens like that, we've already downgraded, we've already changed perspective, and we might not even get a shock, because it's like, I'm prepared, because remember, it's an unexpected shock, something I'm not prepared for. So if you look at your life and go, okay, so I have a bunch of kids, and at some point, somebody's going to get in an accident. So when that phone call comes in, and I see it's 2 a.m. in the morning, and it's like, I'm going to take a deep breath, and I'm going to know that this is their journey, and I'm going to be there to support them, and I'm going to love them as they want to be loved. But when we've done that work prior to, that shock, if it hits at all, is not going to be as big. And there is prevention. So the worriers, we turn the
Yeah,
worry, we change one of the letters in there. We change it from O to a A. Who can
Yeah.
spell this morning?
What, I mean, can I share my screen for 1 second?
1 second. That's all you get, Michelle. Hold on. It's in here. Multiple can, yes, it should be ready. And while Michelle's doing that, I'll tell everybody else why I have this hat on. Because when I bought it, my boyfriend at the time, so Michelle, hold on. Yeah, it's to see our
They're
little
they're,
children.
they're adults. They're
They're
adult
all
children. So
adults. So yes. So yeah, I have this hat on because when I got it, I had a boyfriend that told me it was ridiculous. So I was like, well, I'll wear it more.
well, he
My,
couldn't have been more right.
my aggressive constellation came out. So here's the topic. If you see a 1-year-old, a 2-year-old, a 3-year-old, a 4-year-old with a hat on like this, is it cute or is it ridiculous? Raise your hand for cute.
It's cute for everybody. I
Right.
love it.
But why at 5 or 6? Like, when does it stop being cute? All right, keep your head up. Let's just do a little game here. Okay, is it cute on a 5-year-old, 6-year-old, 7-year-old? Still cute. 8-year-old, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 16? All right, we got a high vibe group. So, is there any age that it's not cute anymore and it becomes ridiculous? Susan, would you put this on your
How
head?
old are How old are you, Deanna?
12. My
I'm just kidding.
biological age stop is 12.
I'm just kidding. I think it's awesome for everybody. Grandmas, grandpas, little
Yes,
ones.
because it
You
means
look great in it.
because
You look
this
awesome.
this is what I'm hiding.
Put it back. Yeah, put it back on, please.
All right, because
Well, there's a time and place when you're older, it's like, I don't know, there are certain places I might not wear it, but
but why?
why? For other people, so they're
Right,
not uncomfortable.
right, right. We do things for other people. We stop being silly for other people. We have to fit in the box. But a 2-year-old, a 3-year-old, 5-year-old, 7-year-old, a young kid can do this anytime, any place. Well, not at a formal setting. We can't go to the opera with a hat like this. It doesn't fit the model. Yes,
I
we
love
want to be respectful and keep the vibe. Anyway, so this call is really about silliness, fun, bringing back some fun to your lives. So many people that I'm coaching, they have like I wanted to work with these young families and I keep getting these people with chronic issues. So I'm like, it's okay. I guess I need some lessons there. But
yeah.
what ends up happening, and Susan, I know you can feel this, is like you get so stuck in just the drudgery of the symptoms that we forget what we love to do. Like I remember when we had that conversation, you were swirling in the toilet and just not knowing your way out. And I said, Susan, in an accidental conversation, you told me about the books. And then all of a sudden, the next week, you didn't even show up at our tribe call because you were so busy doing your book. And then the next time you had less symptoms, we all noticed. And then you had a shock with your PT guy and they put you back into the fear. And then you went back into the hole. And then you came here and then we said, hey, Susan, remember what about that book? And we could make sense of why you went swirling again. So um, when we start having fun with those shocks that people catch us off guard, and resolving them. And I'll share a story. And I think I just want to double check with my, I will tell this fun story, but I will not use a name. I have a gal that I've been working with for many months, and she's had a lot of traumas as a child. And she tends to be, she describes herself as pretty serious and mild mannered, and she's just the sweetest little thing. And so she went through, Michelle, you'll relate to this. She went through, she had a fear of snow and ice and this particular, not all, not rain, not at 33 degrees, that's fine, but 1 degree lighter, that put her in a panic. So we started, you know me, and snow and silliness and kids and games, reindeer games all day long. I was like, okay, how can you have fun in the snow? How can you just put your big girl panties on, and how can you look out there and go, look at the miraculousness from looking at the snow and the flake from the shape of it and the sacred geometry. And she's an artist. So like to really get her skills into that. And she ended up going and building a snowman and just really having fun, which put her into healing. So she had some uncomfortable symptoms, but she really rocked it. And she noticed when she did that, it was like, wow, I did that. Like, that's really cool. And then we played with the idea of other conflicts in her life of how she can play with it. Like a lot of people with digestive issues, they stop eating around people and they don't like some like judgments or just the whole food issue becomes an issue. And so I'm like, okay, why don't you sit with anybody that ever made fun of you, ever? And we talked about the conflicts. You bring them, use your imagination, bring them into your kitchen table, and you just sit and eat and smack and chew ugly, wide open, like go, yeah, you think you have a judgment over me? You think you have power over me? Watch this. And I animated myself with a lot of drama. And so and that's not her personality. But I was like, how to get over this is this sort of nonsense, because your psyche is like fear, fear, fear. I can't eat. I have to eat by myself, and because everybody's going to judge me and blah, blah, blah. Well, what's the opposite of that? What's the antithesis of that? And that's what you do. And if you can be silly, sarcastic, aggressive, and pretend you're eating with all or doing whatever with those people that are trying to put you down or whatever, and you can change that low vibration of fear, frustration, shame, guilt, whatever that is, and you can way past accept, that's a higher vibration. But when you can be silly with it, the psyche's like, oh, that's over, isn't it? But you can't just be, usually there's something about threes, and Susan probably will have something to say, and Helene, you might know also. The power of three, what I notice is that when you do something that you've been afraid of doing once, it's like the psyche's like, nope, not sure you're really comfortable with it yet. You do it again. Nope, not sure. But that third time, it's like, okay, that's over. There's something about that third time. And I'll share this short story. I watched, and many of you knew me around this time. I watched one of my, I was woken up one night when I was living with one of my clients, and she was having a seizure. And so that was my shock. And I literally had to watch her have this really full body seizure. And I thought she was going to die. So that was my shock. And when she got through it, and I got my morning regimen, so I would go out in the morning when she was healthy, I would be able to get my walk in. So I stayed. I don't know how many days it was. It probably was, she was playing the piano the next day, but until I was like, okay, you good? I'm gonna go for a walk. Day one, went for a walk, no healing. Day two, went for a walk, no healing. Third day, she didn't fall, she was good, she was consistent, and then there I go into healing. And what were my symptoms? Who would guess what my symptoms were? So I was woken up at night, watched her literally have a full body seizure, screaming for about, I lost count, probably 10, 15 minutes. They were intense, then they died down and went down to nothing. Who would guess
So
what?
some lung issues, some breathing issues, and bronchial.
Mm-hmm.
Scare fright, death fright. Oh, there, Courtney.
Yeah,
Got
Courtney, you got it too. Yep,
it.
yep. At that time, COVID was full swing. If I had told anybody about this, oh, gotta go get a test. There, Susan, I got your voice. Go get a test. You have COVID. But the other thing that I had is I had a full body pain because as she was tensing up and seizing from head to toe, I got that. So I had coughing, bronchial, I had this stinks, I had full body pain. And it took me 2 weeks. It was only literally a 20-minute conflict, but it took me 2 weeks to get full. Short conflicts, a lot of adaptation on the organ level. And it was not fun. I literally sat in a chair for about 7 days. I had 3 of those days where I had no appetite. Stuff was coming out of a lot of places. But here I am, stronger than ever. So that's my story. All right, good, Courtney. Courtney is, and I want to just go back to our confidence. What is our confidence level? Deanna's is kick some ass level. Sorry, Ashley, if your son's listening. Is she still here? Yeah, she's behind my box. You're behind my box.
What do you mean by confidence
Like,
in the?
like when you have a symptom, you're like, oh, I know what that is. I know it's healing. I'm not going to freak out. That would be like 100%. Whereas the symptoms come on, you get frustrated, fearful, so you can kind of rate it however you want. More confident every day, Ashley. Good. And Helene, I'm guessing she's my passion, living with purpose, telling stories and adventures to inspire people to do the same. Yes. It's a life changer. Yeah, inspire people to do the same. Scare fright, death fright. There we go. And 8. Nice. Okay. And knowing that when we go through a woo right out of the blue symptom, it can catch us off guard. But when that first shock is like, what's that? Once you take your second breath, you can kind of regain your composure. And I think I've shared this before, but not on a recorded call, that I have programmed myself that when I have pain, I actually have a very high voice that goes, woo, that's a great one. And I have had certain personalities in my life that just come up. And so that kind of is from a 95-year-old that Helene and I took care of. His name was Ed, and he'd go, that's the way. Like he would be walking to the bathroom and he'd pass gas and he'd go, that's the way. So these personalities that were very fun for me, I'll pull one of those voices out and then I'll match so I don't go right into fear of what's the symptom. I'm like, woo, that's an interesting one. I wonder what's going on. And so then it doesn't panic me. It doesn't blah, blah, blah. And so I just add fun into my life. And I live alone, so nobody's judging me, because otherwise they'd be like, she's crazy. Raise your hand if you talk to yourself, and if anybody was recording, they would send you away. Good, good, good. All right, what are your techniques? So let's do a little share. What are your techniques when you have a symptom or when you're trying to downgrade something? How do you use a lighter perspective, laugh? How do you downgrade with a lighter sense of things? Do you drink out of a bottle of wine during the day? It's not wine. Maybe. It could be, because it's my right. Or it could
Well,
be.
I had something interesting happen. I had my sister-in-law was here for a couple days, coming to help me, but
Do you want me to
she
pause this recording, Susan?
no,
Okay, good. I can tell by the tone what's about to happen.
no, but if she were here, I don't know that I would say it in front of her, but she was here, and she knows. She even, I'm just telling it like it is. So she's not used to all the strange noises I make and the coughing. I mean, sometimes I have a coughing where people go, "Oh my God, are you okay? What can we do? Can I get you this?" But sometimes I just have, you know, and so I have been working on my artwork. As a matter of fact, I'm on a roll. I love it. And people tell me, oh, they can tell I'm in a better place. And
Yay.
so one of my strategies is pretty much to do what I'm doing. And so I start coughing, I just kind of ignore it if I can. It's like, oh, well, it'll pass. How many times have I been through this? But she started, she looks over at me, and I had Ken here, my other friend, and she says, what did she say? She said, "Oh, Susan, will you put that away? Will you stop working on that and take some oxygen?" And I just kind of came out and said, "Oh," and I did it kind of sarcastically, but it was like, state the obvious. I said, "Oh, am I annoying you?" Because clearly she was the one that was annoyed. And I just threw it back at her, and she said, "Oh, no, no, I just want you to be okay." I'm like, I've been through this a million times. I'm okay. But sometimes we do need to do that. Is, you know, my strategy is usually to just bowl through it. It's like I'm not going to stop doing what I'm doing and get all dramatic. Oh, God, I hate this.
Right.
I mean, or worry about it or something. It's like,
You've
it'll
been
pass.
there. Can you say fairly that you've been there?
A freaking million times.
It's not fun, and it doesn't bring you toward the finish line either, does it?
No,
Yep.
no, there's no point. And when that happens, when I go, oh shit, I wish I'd stop coughing. That when I put resistance in
Right.
my psyche,
Right.
it's usually when I'm in the store or I'm someplace where don't do this now
Right.
because of other people. Because of other people. When
Right.
I'm home alone, I'm like,
Right.
I don't freak out.
Yep.
But I was proud of myself that I said that to her, because normally I have such civility, especially around my in-law or something. But I was like, clearly I'm annoying you. You're the one that's annoying. I'm fine. And by the way, I love doing this, what I'm doing. Not going to put it away,
Yeah.
so
My quick response was, this is my oxygen.
it is totally.
Yeah,
I mean, I didn't go into that, but it's,
right.
I know that.
Yes, that is your soul. And that's where it is, where you have a gifting, whether it's planting a garden or whether it's artwork, doodling. Michelle is a doodler till there's no tomorrow. Courtney loves refinishing. I don't know if she's doing anything yet. I'm waiting for the picture. Ashley, what is your gifting? What do you love to do when you're not momming and trying to run a household? What's your passion? You might have written it, but I want to hear
Um,
words.
I don't know. I like to decorate my house. I'm like constantly moving stuff around and just redecorating things.
Does it drive people crazy?
Yes, probably
Does
my
your,
husband.
does your, does your husband sneeze a lot?
No.
That's kind of like
Okay,
a,
that's good.
would you say that the Ashley's moving things around constantly is sort of a flyer?
I don't know. I don't know.
Moving things
It might
around.
be just, maybe she's a feng shui master and doesn't even know it yet. Do you know about feng shui, Ashley?
Yeah, I've kind of heard about it. I haven't looked into it too much, but
You may,
yeah.
that may be like when people go, I don't know my gifting, when they love to do something, whether it's part of a constellation or just a natural gifting, I would explore that because you may be a feng shui master for G&M people. You may help me decorate, come up from Kentucky and spend some time here. You can help me find the right things for the wall. I got two things on the wall so far.
No.
So
Yeah.
yeah, we may be able to find your
I
passion.
mean, I don't know that I'm like, I would say I'm good at it. It's just what I really like to do. So
Right, right.
Oh,
Well, your
some
pictures in the background look great.
little self-evaluation there,
Uh,
yeah.
a little bit.
busted. Right. Yeah. Whether we're good at it, but we love to do it. So that's a natural downgrader. So I I think I'm a good cleaner. I don't know that I love to clean, but when I have my aggressive constellation going, when I remember looking back at my relationships and when there was a situation, oh, that was a good way to get the house clean. I'd be quiet and I'd clean. And it's a good strategy when you know that somebody that you're living with has that. You piss them off so they clean their space. We can use people's constellations to our benefit. Mm-hmm. Helene, what's your gifting nowadays? Helene's like, where's Waldo? And I don't know. Ashley, have you met Helene on one of the calls?
Yeah, once before.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
She's in the
Was
garden.
she in the tub? Was she in the tub when you met her?
No.
Oh,
I think she was getting a haircut when I met her.
Yes, yes,
that's right.
Yeah.
yeah.
Nice. Yeah. So I'm in Keene Valley, New York right now, and I'm living with one of my best friends, Robin. And my passion in life is to live life with purpose and adventure. And I by learning German new medicine it changed my life, and I see it through a different lens than most people. Now I see life through numerology and astrology as well. So I've been a pretty dynamic leader in my community here and across New England. I go to different intentional community gatherings. And I've really gained my purpose, knowing my purpose. So by knowing my numerology, I'm a 3710. So I'm a 10, I'm a leader, and I'm also very, very intuitive and following my feel and kind of letting it guide me and guide where I need to go and where I need to be. And the money just flows when I'm in my flow. So I help people to find their divine passion by using the numerology and astrology and patterns that people go through. Because when I started learning about it, it was like, wow, this is written in my pattern. This is me. I don't have to take offense to it. this is my programming. So I can downgrade by using that specific characteristic personality trait and being like, oh, I'm born with this. I'm born this way. I'm sullen, I'm sulking, I'm, depressed because this is written already. So how can I change it? How can I up my vibe from fear to love? And I've been really getting pretty good at noticing when I'm in those places and being like, okay, well, I'm here for a reason. What am I feeling? What am I feeling in my body? What triggered this? What conflict led me here to be in this state of mind? And then learning those keys to upgrade where I am in my vibration, and like knowing who and when to reach out for help, and knowing how to help yourself. Like, oh, my body needs food, needs nutrition right now. My body needs exercise. Like, how do I get myself in a higher state of being? And by knowing my personality, by getting to know myself more, I'm able to take care of my physical, mental, emotional, spiritual health. And so that's what I'm kind of focusing and zoning in on to help other people with at this time. And I feel like I'm in a new book. I'm not only in a new chapter, I'm writing a new book right now about it. And it brings me so much joy to see people light up when you're like, this is your personality. This is what you're really great at. And like, they're like, yeah, man, I really get this now, and I can understand it. And now I don't have to take offense to these things that I feel bad about, but I can see them in a different way, and I don't have to be that self-evaluating person and wondering why I'm not good enough. But if it's already written in your chart, there's a way to look above it, and to learn how to kind of use those coping mechanisms to better enhance your life.
And it doesn't always, thank you. So just snapshot. I don't see Helene very often because she's like here, there, and everywhere. It's like she sent me a picture the other day. Here I am. I didn't see the picture. I just saw the notice. Here I am. I'm like, where are you now? See how you've picked up and learned and grow, and it doesn't fit with the cultural model, does it?
Nope.
Because you're like a nomad. She lives
Mhm.
mostly out of her car or waits till the next opportunity. And she's like, oh, here I am. I wonder why. And like, oh, I'm living in my car now. Oh, I wonder why. So she's had a lot of alone time to put the pieces together. But her knowingness of her bouncing here and there, like a cross between a fairy and Tigger, doesn't fit with cultural standards.
Right.
And depending on your family and blah blah blah, those can be the shocks of, oh, I'm not fitting in, I'm not whatever. Anyway, so that was a great presentation, Helene. It's so nice to see you put some of those pieces together to words, and big smile on your face and clothes on. Yeah,
Yeah,
she
I don't.
tells me
Well,
she's in the bathtub. I get the neck up, but that's okay. We do that. So, no, that's beautiful.
thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mhm.
Great. So, yeah, Ashley, it sounds like you may want to explore what your natural passion is. Like why, and I know you have a great faith, so I'll use your words and mine. Why God put you here. You got the parents, you got the experience, you got the husband, you got the child. Now what's that all about? Is it not just as a minimizing word, but is it just that? Or is there really a bigger purpose? Obviously, G&M, for me, G&M ends up being a part of that purpose one way or another. That brings you back to the purpose, like Susan. She got off her little journey, and then it was just about the symptom. And for some, I don't know how you even came across G&M, but you found it to help you understand why you got off and why your symptoms, and then bam, you're back on this new journey. You're not teaching the kids anymore, but you're doing your own thing. Where that goes, even expanding on, we don't know, but it certainly brings a lot of up your vibes to you. Like just your whole demeanor and your voice, and just it's beautiful to see that.
Yeah, if I can interject,
Yes.
when I think of what is my purpose and stuff, I certainly have had times in my life where I've been more obvious than many people at once. And but now it comes full circle, and it's just like I have a lot of one-on-one relationships with friends and stuff, and kind of all over the place here. But this theme of playfulness has been a theme in my life. Well, not really. When I was in my 20s, I used to get in the elevator with people and they'd go, "Oh, it can't be that bad, is it?" I never smiled, or I was very serious. I was trying to figure out my purpose or whatever. And as life has, evolved, I've just got really playful. Being a teacher, I was playful. Kids love me, if I do say so. And all my life, I just felt the closest to God. I just feel like so close when I'm being playful, just around the house. I laugh at myself all the time. And even when I used to give, workshops, there'd be 50, 60 people, staff or something. I'd interject, I'd take the risk of being funny, of being playful, even though it maybe didn't always come off. But it's that great leveler. And I find that, again, in my one-on-one relationships, it's like being playful, because my mother was like that. But being playful is so, it's counterintuitive. And it's really good to be counterintuitive. When I go to PT, the guy, he wants me to do this diaphragmatic breathing, which is like the opposite way of breathing. It's like when you go in, when you take a breath in, your stomach goes out. I'm like, no, it's like doing this thing.
Right.
It's counterintuitive, but being counterintuitive, because especially like at work and stuff, things would be getting very serious in a staff meeting or something. And I just loved it because I think funny. I find myself thinking funny. So why not share it? It's like the great leveler, because it's counterintuitive, because your intuition says, be like everybody else.
Right.
Just don't talk. No smiling. Just be very serious. But then if you be playful, well, you're going to be seen as childish or silly, but it's like you take that risk and people crave it. I just find people crave it, even, and it creates an intimacy with your audience, if you will. It creates like, even in sex, it's like, that was so serious. Be playful. It makes for really good sex and really
Tell
good
us
intimacy.
more. Let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you and me.
No, I mean,
Deanna
it's
just
just
hit
like,
her track, her constellation.
because we have these ideas of how we think we're supposed to be, and then how I really am is I just see life as very humorous. And so, I think, it's come full circle with me, the whole purpose of life. It's like, oh, this is how God made me, or, to put it kind of linearly. But I feel that my Creator is pleased with me, that I can be light, that I can be playful, because the world needs it. I
Absolutely.
need it. I can't take all this seriously, especially this clown world we're living in these days. I'm laughing all day long, at Joe Biden or whatever. It's like, it's
Sorry,
like
we'll
you can't
we'll
even
leave
believe
that one
what's
in.
going on. Yeah, so yeah, that's what I want.
I like that. No, I think it's yeah, it's way too serious. And so my question to the tribe and whoever listens to this, are you playing enough? I mean, I don't know how I can play more.
Yeah, you're very
Yes,
playful.
I play where I'm just laughing all the time, but are you playing enough? Ashley, do you think you play enough?
Well, I play a lot with my 3-year-old, but I don't know that that actually makes me laugh. Like, if that's my play, you know what I mean? I need to do more of my own playing.
So here's the question. How can you play more, especially with your primary relationships? Because that's where our conflicts come from. How can you play more? How can you surprise your and court no, wait, no. Delete. Sometimes our playfulness can be shocking to others, so be careful with it.
Mhm.
But right. But resolve their conflicts if you shockingly shock them while you're playing.
And I kicked his knee out from underneath him and sucker punched him in the gut.
Oh no.
And it shocked me too. And he was like, ooh, he's a big guy. He owns his own gym. He's an ultra marathon runner. It didn't even hurt him. But like that shock with all of us and being like, was definitely like, that was my playfulness shock that I experienced like 2 days ago. So I just wanted to share that. But yeah, it was definitely, I woke up with a little bit of in the morning. But he went out the next day and hiked like for 4 hours in the -degree temperatures. So it didn't bother him much. But yeah, that play is really, really important, especially when you're in states of like, feeling that depression and stuff and knowing when to reach out to play with people, to make connections, to know that you have a community to have fun with. And
So
so yeah.
I'm going to my fun, playful place right now. I'm going to the pool. So
Go
nice
swimming.
to chat with all of you, and have a great day.
You ready to model your bathing suit because you've lost like 70 pounds over the last month? Or no, not month. Oops. That would be a digestive disorder.
I don't know. It's a little. I don't know. No,
Yeah,
I don't
I
want.
think there's good. No, I see. It's funny because I was going through some old Zooms and to see
Yeah,
you now and see it's like there's Michelle. She focused.
yeah,
She's like, I'm gonna lose a week. And she has been dedicated and doing and just losing
yeah.
and feeling stronger and more mobile. And she's putting some things together. So it's nice to see your transition.
Thank you. Yeah, it's 65 pounds down and about 60 more to go. So
Good
All
job.
thank
right.
you.
You'll be
Thank
ready
you
for
for
the Racket
the
River.
good to see everyone. Good to see you,
Midnight
Blaine. Good to see
swims,
you.
no
Always.
bathing
Thank you,
necessary.
everyone.
Sorry, didn't get my joke. I said she can be ready for Racket River swims where no bathing suits are necessary at night.
That'd be funny. That'd be playful,
That would be playful. Yes. So sometimes I hear certain people say something. So Susan, a way to up your vibe even more when you're doing your art and that comes, those coughing fits come, match it with laughter. Like, ooh, I feel you. Because when you do that, it's even not, you're not resisting it anymore. So that's a level up. You're noticing, but you are saying, ignore it. So ignore is better than resisting. But when you
Right.
laugh at it and say, yes, this may be the last one. This may be the last one. Oh, yes. That
Okay,
kind
there
of,
you are. Yeah.
yep,
Talk to it in a playful way.
yes. So
Yeah.
that will,
Yeah, I mean,
and
sometimes it's hard.
yes, But
Because there's pain involved sometimes or discomfort.
But
But-
that is the dynamic that will change when you
Okay.
program it now when you're not coughing. Like the next time I'm coughing, I'm gonna go, woo, yeah, you're
Yeah.
not lying, yeah. Yeah, you
Yeah.
just go with it.
Dance with it or something.
Yep.
Yeah.
Plan it before you're caught in it. And that is where you up the vibe of handling the symptom. Courtney, have you ever done that? Have you mastered the art of that? You're getting better because you used to have some stuff here that you are meeting it a little bit better than just acceptance. Well, I haven't seen you in a couple weeks, but you're getting better. You're not in the ER panicking.
No, I'm not.
There's some progress there.
Yeah.
Okay. Does anybody have any little last share?
Oh,
Susan's like looking out the window for that little thought to come in.
That's right. that's why I'm trying to remember that thing that says quote or something that
I have a
says,
question.
okay,
Okay, you ponder that, Susan, and Courtney has a question.
So self-evaluation, from me losing a bunch of weight, how can I kind of downgrade that? Because like I have never been this skinny in my whole entire life, and I now suffer from no acetol syndrome, and
Wait, what
it's
a
bothering me.
what a no what?
Yeah, I
No,
I
no
call it
acid all. Oh, is that what you just said? I
no
got
acid
no
all
acid all
syndrome.
syndrome. That's humor.
Yeah,
That's funny.
yeah, and I'm like, oh look, like I have abs. I know I never knew I had abs, but I guess I do now. So
What a great starting place. Because
okay.
how many people get there? All you can do is build up.
Okay.
So all the stress, and remember, we can stay in a stress, and lose weight, lose weight, lose weight. And that's
Yeah.
a byproduct of staying in stress. So if you
Okay.
start having more fun, that will stop whatever the stresses are. Because on a scale of 1
Okay.
to 10, how much fun are you having, Courtney?
I put in the chat that I am not having fun at all.
Okay. Tell
Yeah.
me 2 things you can do to have fun. Because as soon as you start having fun with whatever you look like, you're not even going to be paying attention. And then you're going to start eating. Then your conflicts are going to resolve.
To have fun. I would have to think about it.
Okay. Do you like music?
I do like music.
Are there a few
Dance.
songs? Are there a few songs that when they come on, you just have to dance?
Yeah.
Okay. Take a permanent marker, go over to the refrigerator. Do you have a stainless or a white fridge?
Stainless.
Okay, take a sheet of paper. Although,
Okay.
if you have Solumel from Melaleuca, you can get permanent marker off anything except for
Right.
as it goes into it. But put your favorite songs. Make a list of your top 1 or 2 favorite songs that when you're not having fun and you feel it, but you have to notice you not having fun and then have the plan.
Okay.
And if
Okay.
it's depression, as we've all been, and we're depressed for a reason, you have to know what put you there. But when you can have fun, you will be able to say, wait, I'm depressed because that situation, and then be able to have a lighter way to resolve it.
Okay.
But find 1, 2, or 3 different ways that you can have fun. Music.
Okay.
Michelle likes doodling. Ashley moves furniture around. Helene does whatever she does.
I like
Um,
walking in hugging trees, just in one ear listening to the birds. Another thing I like to do is the sound healing. I hum to myself or sing, and that sound healing actually opens up your chest cavity in your heart, and it's healing the rest of the organs and the chakras through your body. No matter what you sound like, you just open it up and you just start to sing your favorite songs, your heart songs, in the middle of the woods where nobody can hear you,
Or in the
and
bathroom, or on your porch.
or
Um, and
wherever.
and the other
That's
thing is I would dance naked in front of the mirror and
a good
just
one.
go like, right.
Okay.
You're like, I can't do that. That was a little 11-year-old response. I can't do that. I'll be embarrassed. What would
Yeah.
you be embarrassed from? And I'm going to go off on telling this story. I had, many of you know, I had Lynette, who was she's one of our tribe members that's living her life, but she was living with me for a couple months. And she was going through a lot of pain because she had multiple breast programs going. So one night she was going through a lot of pain, and she's okay with me sharing this. It was so much pain that she got constellated and she was taken out of her body. And she pulled something off my wall. She was in a bigger room, and it was the cross of Jesus. And she was on the floor laughing hysterically. It was what would be called a psychotic event. But that was, the body is designed to take you out of pain when it gets too much. So you're literally in this other realm. And she had the most enjoyable visit with Jesus. She said it was her, and I maybe she's had some more enjoyable experiences since, but she said that was the most spectacular, funniest. Jesus is funny, funny, funny. And so we think, well, depending on, no, we could think, he's serious, Jay, blah, blah, blah. But really, we were designed like, it goes back to my beginning story. At what point did we stop playing? 3, 4, 5. It could have been because of a divorce, because of a bad teacher, because of a sexual assault, because of a whatever, or just because we didn't have role models that played. So we can be the role models that play. Like you'll see me, and I was looking at everybody at one point where we were talking about happiness. We all have had a smile on. Ashley's kind of got I'm not sure about this right now. But if I have planted a smile on my face during sessions, I'm basically smiling. And so when I die, I will have those smile marks to prove it. I also whistle a lot. So when I die, when they go, was she a smoker? No, she whistled a lot. I might get a t-shirt that says, I don't smoke, I whistle. See those lines? I call them my whistling winkles. So whistling, humming, singing, jokes to yourself, little voices, your kid's voice, like any of that will raise your vibration. Any of that will downgrade conflicts, because I want to share my voice or my, okay, I'm going to do this as a close out, but I have to stop talking for a moment. And because this is recording, wait, all right, let's sing a song. I'll use this one. I'll use this one just because it's simple. Okay. Zoom, share screen. Okay. So this is just a simple drawing of one program that breaks down. Everybody can see this? Give me a thumbs, Helene, because you're the only face I can see. Okay. If we had, I think this is self-devaluation program going. Cell minus, breakdown, breakdown, breakdown. So how much breakdown we do when we're stressed out, when we're self-devaluing, look at me in the mirror. This looks terrible. Oh my God, I got arthritis or whatever you called it, Courtney. But when you're doing that, and that's all, like you put your clothes on and it's fit, they don't fit, and people mention, and you're like self-evaluation, how much you're self-valuing, when you resolve, that's how much tissue you're going to have to rebuild. So you don't want to be at a 10 because you're going to have a lot of breakdown. And then in this program, if it's a heavy one, it's going to be bone pain, which, pardon my language, sucks. Bone pain hurts because it's literally stretching tissue. So having fun with covering up your mirror and drawing your perfect figure, that would be a downgrading, silly little thing. Your husband comes home and sees that all the mirrors are covered and the stick figure of boobs and butt and whatever your vision of what a perfect body is until you manifest it. That would be a silly downgrading, because instead of walking by and going, oh, see, I'm still skinny, you're walking by and go, oh yeah, that's the destination I'm going in. So instead of breaking down 100%, you're breaking down maybe 10 or 20%. So that when you finally resolve your stresses and finally like go, oh, my good healthy weight is on, then you go in healing, you have muscle tightness or lymphatic swelling instead of bone pain. There's the difference to the power of this downgrading and laughing and doing whatever. Does that add a level of motivation to us? Because how well we get at downgrading and making life easy, flowing, laughing, whatever. I don't care. They call me a drunk. They think I'm drunk all the time. Oh, she's out in the clouds. Yes, thank you. I would like to be there. I don't want to be in your world. But that pays off.
Yeah.
When you get through those conflicts, you have little healings instead of the big healings. So powerful, powerful, powerful. So we're all on a good path. And Courtney, if you'd like to stay after class, I will give you 5 minutes and we'll go through a couple other specifics. Okay? Okay. Very good. So thank you for prioritizing this and sharing your story and sharing your smiles and quotes and whatnot. And whatever you do, play some more, find ways to play, share in the tribe, because so many people are watching this, but they're working and they don't have time to watch it. But if we're able to go, oh, this is what I learned, this is what I learned, just share a little thing. It's not about me and, oh, isn't Deanna great running the tribe? No, it's about engaging people so we can get more people on their path. And they know that they're not alone, and they know that they don't have to suffer, and they know they don't have to go through all these crazy hoops of the clown world, as Susan said. I like that. Where we can watch the news and go, oh, that's so funny, and not get frustrated like we used to. That is
Totally.
that is resolving conflicts for sure. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you, my head. I've kept 90% of my heat in today. All right. Peace.
Thank you, Deanna,
All
everyone.
right. Have fun.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Yes, thank you, Anna.
See you next week if it's right.